Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our viewers from Africa and around the globe. Welcome to the first ever Binance Africa virtual meetup. My name is Doug. I am the community manager for the Southern Africa region, and I will be your host for the event today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the meetup. We have a lot of things happening today during the stream, such as interviews with Binance senior leadership in the one and only CZ and Richard, panel sessions, an interactive session with comedian Eddie Butita, and a quiz where you stand a chance to win your share of 1,500 USDT. Let me go through a bit about that quiz at the moment. As we all know, people love quiz, they love to have fun, and they love to interact during these live sessions. So how does this work? Later on in the stream, we'll be dropping a link to the quiz in the chat. You have to complete the quiz to stand a chance to win your share in the rewards. Note that you need to be watching the Binance Live and logged into your account to participate. This is obviously because to complete that survey, you need to be logged into your Binance account, as it is a Binance survey. There will be 300 winners, and they will each get an equal share of the 1,500 USDT prize pool sent to their Binance wallets. That equates to $5 per person. It's a first come, first serve basis, so make sure you're one of the first 300 to answer all of the questions correctly. You have to answer them correctly to be one of the winners, so it doesn't matter if you are the fastest and you get them all wrong, you have to answer them correctly. The winners will be announced on our social media and Telegram groups 48 hours after the live session. Those are Binance Africa on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and then join the local region that you are from on Telegram. That is Binance West Africa, Southern Africa, East Africa, and Binance Afrique if you are from the Francophone region. The rewards, those will be distributed within 14 days after this live session. So please don't hassle the moderators on your group before then. If you haven't received it after 14 days, feel free to send a ticket to customer support and they will assist you where necessary. With that being said, let us get this meetup on the go. We're first going to have a little quick video, a Binance Pay video, to show you a bit about the product while we prepare our first speaker. After that little short video, we're going to jump straight into our first speaker. Our first speaker is one of our affiliate team members. He manages all of our affiliates in South Africa, in the entire region, to be dead honest. His name is Olabumi, and he's going to be joining us to tell us a little bit about the affiliate program, what it is, how you join it in today's stream. Welcome to the stream, Olabumi.
Hey, Doug. Thanks a lot. Hello, community. Glad to be here. Always an awesome honor to be with the community. And I'm glad to be speaking about the affiliate program. And we'll be speaking also about the retail referral program and also the campus ambassador program. And I'm sure that a lot of us already know that being in Binance ecosystem, it's not just only about being there for fun. You can also earn as you're within the Binance ecosystem. And Binance has decided to put together a referral program that helps you to earn as you carry out transactions on Binance platform, as you use all the use cases on the Binance platform. And we'll just be speaking through this, how you can earn. And we'll also be talking about a current promotion that is going on right now, where you can win a Tesla. You can actually drive home a Tesla. You know, Binance, where we go, we really go big. So Africans, everyone on the stream, just listen, just give me about 10 minutes. And I'm sure that you're going to find this very resourceful. Let me just share my screen right now so that I can take everyone through it within a few minutes. All right. Okay. I think I can just go through it right now. So the Binance Retail Referral Program is simply a program that helps you to be able to earn crypto while inviting your friends to join the Binance community. You simply invite your friends or your enemies and earn crypto together. And the major crux of this is that you can actually earn crypto while you invite people. And there are different ways with which we can do this. So first, you can just be a retail referrer, and you can also be an affiliate. Then we have the third tier, being the fact that you can be a campus ambassador that refers new users and still earns. So I'll just speak briefly about three of them. So the first category being the retail referrer. So we know that not a lot of people have large communities that we can partner with. However, we still give them the opportunity to be able to bring on people and still earn commissions and earn rewards. So being a retail referrer means that you can earn up to 20% commission on every trade that is carried out by whoever you refer. So, for example, Douglas refers me as a new user and I get to trade a certain amount. If the commission on that amount that I trade or that trade that I've initiated is $100, for example, I get, Binance gets $80 while you get 20%. So, $20. So it's a split 80-20. We are magnanimous. So we don't just want to enjoy the commission or the profit alone. We are willing to share along with you. And this is both on spot and futures referral programs. Either of them. And we also get bonuses like discount on trading fees. And you can earn this in perpetuity. So if, for example, you decide to stop referring new users, everybody that you referred previously is able to, you're able to still earn on whatever trade that they carry out or whatever trade they initiate. And we have a particular commission and shared commission discount rates. We are going to be sharing the links where you can read about this, so we are not going to be wasting too much of your time. I'm sure that some people must have seen that there's standard referral and there's also light referral. So on the standard referral program, you get to earn just commissions. You have the 20% commissions, and you get to earn that alone on the trade of referred users, both on spots and futures markets. Now, on the Binance Lite, once you refer somebody and the person registers a Binance account and completes identity verification, very, very important for them to complete their KYC, and maybe makes an accumulative deposit worth more than $50 within 14 days of registration, you get to receive a whooping 100 USDT trading fee rebate voucher. So you can either fall into the standard referral part, depending on if you just want to earn commissions, or you can decide to go with the Binance Lite referral. It's just based on choice. In Binance, we provide you with different choices within different categories. So what do you need to do to participate? All you need to do right now, go to your app, click on the top left, you see the icon there. Once you click that, you'll see your referral. You see referral. Once you click referral, you can copy your referral link and post it on your social media. You can put it on WhatsApp. You can put it on Telegram. You can put it on Twitter, on Facebook, anywhere. Just refer new users. Put your link there. So once your friends or your people or anyone that you want to refer clicks it, immediately registers for you that this person has been registered under your referral link. Then you encourage them to also, carry out their KYC verification. Then, of course, they need to deposit. At the end of the day, they get to enjoy everything that we have to give to them within the Binance ecosystem. And there are different ways with which they can deposit. So depending on the country, you can do cash deposits. You can buy crypto with a debit or credit card. You can do P2P, which I think is in every country in Africa. Then you can just generally deposit crypto. And I'll just be speaking about the Binance Affiliate Program now. I know my time is very short, but this is a program that I manage for Binance Africa. And this is the most lucrative deal that you can have when it comes to partnership deals in the crypto space in Africa or in the world generally. So with the Binance affiliates, we encourage people that have above 5,000 community. So it can be your Instagram, it can be your Twitter, whatever social media community that you have or you are building, even offline. If you have up to 5,000, then we want to partner with you because you know that we are all about education and bringing in new people into the ecosystem, and we can't just do it alone. So we decide to partner with people that have large communities, and we decide to bring them on board. And we decide to partner with them and be able to get them to bring on new users too. So this Binance affiliate program can give you up to 50% commission. Remember that in the regular retail referral, the maximum you can earn is 20% commission. But with the Binance affiliate, you can earn up to 50% commission. And these guys have access to exclusive content. They have access to all our global events. They have access to swags. They get upfront information about everything that is happening within the Binance ecosystem. So they are basically part of our ecosystem. So this is one place that I think that a lot of us can benefit with. So basically, if you have 5,000 community, do not waste your community. Come on board of the Binance affiliate program. We'll be posting the links to be able to join that. So it doesn't matter if you're crypto savvy, if you're blockchain savvy, we don't mind it. If you're in the mainstream, we practically teach you about how to educate your communities, and we give you resources. So you can earn up to 50% and even up to 72,000 USDT in bonuses. We give you that much. And, it's just the same way. If you want to apply for the affiliate program, if you want to send your links across for the affiliate program, it's the same affiliate link. So go to the top left of your app, go to referral. You can copy your referral link. So either the light or standard referral link. So long as you've been confirmed as an affiliate, of course, you have to apply for that. And we're posting that link, like I mentioned. Once you're an affiliate, you can share content. While you share content, you post your links. You can put it on your platforms. You can share it everywhere and ensure that you do that. Now, something interesting is going to be happening in Africa next year. I'm giving you a hint here. So this is exclusive. We're having the Binance Africa Affiliate Campus. I will not give you the exact date yet. Just look out for that. So this is where we gather affiliates and top influencers from all over Africa. We bring them together, we host them, and we host them to 3 days. And I'm not going to share the country where we are going to be in, but trust me, this is going to be an amazing experience. So please jump on the affiliate program and ensure that you start referring new users. And quickly to speak about the campus ambassador program. This, as it goes, we're also partnering with campus ambassadors or people within schools from year 1 to year 5 or postgraduate. So long as you're within a campus, you're in university, you're getting university education, we are willing to partner with you to be able to bring on your colleagues, your friends, your lecturers, your teachers, anybody, just bring them on board. And we'll be having offline workshops. That's in-campus workshops. We are partnering with Binance Academy team, amazing one. And we'll be having offline workshops with them within campuses where we'll be bringing on and be teaching people about blockchain technology, about the Binance ecosystem, about crypto. Crypto is very, very huge. We've always known that this is definitely the forward face. This is the next wave in terms of finance. So it is good for you to jump in right now and understand it, because it's very, very important that you get knowledge first before you're able to teach other people. So people don't just think that it's a get rich quick scheme. So we are partnering with student ambassadors, and here you can also earn crypto. You can also earn commissions, and you can earn exclusive swags. I think that's one very big giveaway. And you also get to have mentorship with some of the biggest people within the crypto ecosystem. You also get to network with people. You get access to Web3 training platforms and also certificates. And you also get exclusive access to Binance Academy platform. I'm sure that is one that most people are already looking out for. So please join the Student Ambassador Program. We'll also be posting the link as this event goes on. I think that Douglas can speak with the current promo that we have, where we are going to win a Tesla. We'll also be sharing a link to that. We have shared it on socials. I don't want to take too much of the time. I know that there will be some questions, so I'll be in the chat taking questions and also answering questions. So thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure speaking about the Binance Affiliate Program and the Binance Campus Ambassador Program, and also the Retail Referral Program.
Thank you very much for your insights, Olubunmi. That was very informative to us and the community, and we look forward to you answering the questions in the chat. But guys, today we have a very, very, very special guest with us. We are joined by none other than CZ. CZ is a passionate innovator and a thought leader in the cryptocurrency industry. I'm sure you've heard of him before, and we are thrilled to have him join us today to share his insights and expertise. So get ready for an engaging discussion that's sure to inspire and enlighten. So without further ado, let's dive right into our conversation with CZ. Welcome to the stream, CZ.
Hello, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Only a pleasure. We're going to jump right in and start with the questions straight off the bat. The first question we have for you today, CZ, is what opportunities do you think exist for blockchain and cryptocurrencies in Africa?
Oh, I think there's a lot. I think it's basically a better form of money. So it's a better form of which can provide a better form of finance, better form of economy, better form of entrepreneurship, better form of business, better form of payments, better form of remittances, and many, many more. And it's not just about money. It's anything that requires proof, right? So any notary services, any land title deeds. So anything that requires a contract can be impacted by blockchain. But I think the first application is revolving more around money, and having a better money will improve, will make available a better economy. It's a simple step.
Thank you, CZ. Our second question for you today is, we understand that the penetration of blockchain and crypto in Africa is very low. Education is very key to adoption. What is Binance doing to further elevate or educate adoption in Africa?
Yeah, so I think education is super important. And also, I think blockchain adoption in Africa is low, but if you look at cell phone adoption internet adoption in Africa, it's also lower than the rest of the world. So blockchain do require those two basic services to be working, both internet and also just technology, right? So and smartphones. So, but both of those are increasing pretty exponentially, and we're also seeing blockchain adoption increasing exponentially. Education is super important. Binance have many different programs in education in Africa specifically. I think even from 2018, we have an initiative that built 100 schools in Africa. We have Binance Academy, which is an open, free of charge educational platform online. We have Binance Masterclass, which we started in Africa. And I think the year before COVID, 3 or 4 years ago, we did 250 in-person classes in 1 year. So that's every working day. And I think so far we educated more than 800,000 people in Africa alone. So we slowly bring educating the masses to learn about crypto and learn about the risks, exposures, etc. So yeah, we're trying to do more and more, and we're working with universities now. There's multiple programs going on the educational front.
It's great to hear that Binance is working so hard to bring education to the Africa region. The third question, saving culture. It's very big in Africa. How does crypto improve that culture of saving?
Yeah, I think crypto provides many different programs for earn interest rates, etc. So there's many different earn, staking, savings. There's many different programs available on the Binance platform and also in other places. I think crypto offers a very native way to do that, but I also want to caution people that the projects or the opportunities that advertise super high yields, what we call APYs, super high interest rates, those are high risk. So only risk the amount of money that you can lose. But for there are less risky investment opportunities that involve interest and earnings. That are much better. So I would recommend looking for less than 10%. Those are typically, I'm not saying that all of those are safe, but there are safer ones with lower yields, but they're more long-term sustainable.
Perfect. Then our fourth question, only 2 more questions left, then we enter our rapid fire section. How can DeFi shape the future of finance in Africa?
I think DeFi is the future. So it's not even a question. So DeFi offers a much more fair access towards the financial system. Everything's decentralized. There's no central authority. I think only 11% of people in Africa have access to traditional banking. So where now there's a blockchain that you can just access with your smartphone, with the internet, and no one can block you, no one will reject you, and also the services available, the same services available to developed countries is available to people in Africa. So it offers a much more equal access. And DeFi is the future. I think right now Binance our main business is a CeFi, is a centralized exchange. But in the future, I think DeFi is going to be bigger than centralized exchanges.
Definitely in agreement there. Our fifth question before the rapid fire questions, understanding the African trading landscape, what impact do you think the copy trading tool will have on users in this region?
Yeah, it's interesting. So most of our Africa users are not active traders. So this is different from other regions where many active users are active traders. In Africa, most of our users are savings, Binance Pay, the payments users, etc. They're not active traders. So this may be due to culture, this may be due to education, this may be due to mentality. But we are hoping that with the copy trading feature that people can experiment more. But do realize any new feature is high risk. So I would encourage people to say, look, if you want to try the new features, limit your risk exposure, limit the amount of money that you put into that. See if it works for you. Not every person you follow was guaranteed to make you high returns or positive returns. So do exercise a level of risk control.
Perfect. Thank you for those very valuable insights, CZ, that you shared with us. The next part of our session is going to be rapid fire questions. We have 5 rapid fire questions for you to answer. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready. Or never ready.
The first question is, what country in Africa is on your bucket list to visit for a vacation?
I think there's many countries. South Africa, I've never been there yet. Been to many other countries, so that probably will be the first one. Morocco, I really like a lot. Been there a few times. Yeah, I like both. Actually, there's a few more I want to add. But...
Me being from South Africa, I love that South Africa was the first answer. Question number 2: Nigeria or Ghana jollof?
I think we have more in Nigeria, so I'll choose Nigeria.
Perfect. Number 3: what do you do for fun when you're not working?
I read books, I sleep, I try to do some sports.
Perfect. So you mentioned books. So what is the best business book you've ever read?
Actually, I think the most impactful book I read is The Law. It's actually written in 1850. So it's a really old book. It's a very small book, very thin, very easy to read. I encourage everybody to read it.
Perfect. And then a lot of us look up to you as a mentor in the crypto industry. Who do you look up to as a mentor?
I have many mentors, but many of them I cannot disclose their names. I would have to explicitly ask for their permission before I just blurt their names out. I'm very fortunate. I have a number of very high-profile mentors that help me. They're very successful businessmen, a bit older than I am, and they built fantastic businesses that are very impactful in the world. And now they're happy to share their wisdom with me. So I feel very fortunate in that regard.
Perfect. There we have it, Binanceans. Now we've heard a bit from CZ and we know a bit more about CZ. CZ, thank you very much for joining this session with us. The community and I really appreciate you taking out the time today.
Thank you so much. And as always, we appreciate your support, and also from the community, any feedback, any suggestions you can give us will always help us. We may not get to every single one suggestion, but all of them are important to us. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, CZ.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.
What an insightful session that was, community, with CZ. But don't worry, Binanceans, there is much more to come. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a distinguished guest who's a true visionary in blockchain. Joining us is none other than Richard Teng, a renowned expert with a remarkable track record of accomplishments. Prepare to be inspired as we delve into an engaging conversation with Richard, where we'll gain valuable insights and knowledge from his extensive experience. Richard, welcome to the stream.
Hi, Douglas. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the kind.
Without any further delay, we're also going to kick off straight into this discussion and the questions. The first question we have for you today, Richard, is the payment landscape in Africa is constantly evolving. What are your thoughts on crypto blockchain playing big roles in this ecosystem and changes in the next few years?
You're absolutely right. The payment system is very exciting in Africa. I mean, it's set for huge growth in terms of trajectory, right? So McKinsey estimated by year 2025, you have at least hit 40 billion. But very inefficient, as CZ mentioned just now. If you look at the traditional financial system landscape, and if financial inclusion is like 12% in Africa or less than 20%, then it means that the cost of doing financial transactions is very high. And secondly, many people are outside of that system. So you're not within that system, and it makes financial transactions very tough. But if you look at the beauty of blockchain, it is a public infrastructure that everybody can get access to. Unlike banking hours, there's a certain time within a day, Monday to Fridays. This is a 24/7 system that you can access any point in time. And you can transact, you can send payments, you can send remittance at a fraction of the cost of what you incur via the traditional financial landscape. So that's the beauty of it. If you do a remittance, I think for those that use banks would know that you have to go through one or two correspondent banks, wait three days before the recipient receive it. In blockchain, it's instantaneous.
Very, very true. You do have to wait quite some time with the normal banking system. And as you've mentioned, blockchain is instantaneous. Another question we have is Africa is one of the highest remittance destinations, and you just touched on that globally, but comes at a very high fee. How does crypto solve this problem of high fees?
Well, it is, as I mentioned, it's at a fraction of the cost. A very simple mechanism, very low cost, instantaneous. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm living in Dubai, I'm living in UAE for a long period of time, and I've seen with my own eyes people going to remittance house, trying to do a remittance of, let's say, $200, and the fees that they charge is close to 10% of what is being remitted. In crypto, I can assure you is not even a fraction of that. It's really very little. So you can then save up quite a fair bit in terms of remittance and send it to your loved ones, send it to your friends, people that you want to send it to, and have major savings on that front. So that's why more and more users are using crypto in terms of remittance. And we are seeing very good growth globally on that business.
Perfect. So low fees really helping with the remittance challenges at the moment. Our next questions, what are your thoughts about institutional adoption on crypto in Africa vis-a-vis other parts of the world? What do you see in the future?
I do think that at this point in time, Africa is still at the earlier stage in terms of institutional adoption, but we are seeing more people coming on stream, right? But having said that, institutional adoption is slower in the crypto space. Crypto is a specific asset class that went the other way, right? So normally for most asset classes, it will go the way of institutions, corporates, family office, and then to retail. Crypto is the only asset class that went from retail first and then move up the value chain, right? So it's very unique in that sense, but it also means that the decentralization, the beauty of it, the immutable, it allows everybody free access. And I think now the institution and the corporates are getting it. If you talk to most players 5 years ago, they said crypto will go away, they're not here to stay. But as of today, every regulator is looking at this space, coming out with framework. If you look at global institutions, the like of BlackRock, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, all the big banks, all have a crypto agenda and a blockchain agenda. So that means that we're going to see very sharp crypto adoption in the next couple of years. Today, we are at 5% adoption globally. If we can double that in the next few years, it just means that it's going to be very powerful. Sorry, did I lose you?
I'm still here.
Yeah. So it
We're
just
gonna
means
move on. Oh, sorry.
it just means that a lot more people will come on stream into crypto.
We hope to see a lot bigger adoption in the future. Thank you for those valuable insights, Richard. We're also going to move on now to your rapid fire questions section. Are you ready? We have 4 questions for you.
Sure, go ahead.
What country in Africa would you love to visit for vacation?
There are many actually. I want to go for a safari, but I've been to South Africa, I've been to Morocco, I've been to several other places. Zimbabwe is one country I want to go. I like to visit Cape Town again. It's a fantastic place. So there are quite a number of countries I want to go.
Perfect. What African meal do you love the most?
Peri peri chicken.
Oh, definitely, I'm the same. What do you do for fun when you aren't at work?
Oh, I try to do at least half an hour of exercise every day. I watch movies. I try to sing when I have time with my friends. So I do a number of things.
Perfect. You mentioned movies. The last rapid fire question. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Shawshank Redemption.
I see we both like peri peri chicken and Shawshank Redemption. A lot in common, yeah.
Yeah, a lot in common.
Perfect. There we have it, Binansians. Now we know a bit more about Richard as well as CZ. Thank you very much for joining us for the session, Richard. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Guys, before we move on to our next guest, let's take a look at what's still to come. We still have updates on the Africa market. We have the 1,500 crypto gift card quiz and a panel session with KOLs along with much, much more. We're now going to move on to our next guest. We are joined by Eddie Butita. Eddie is a well-known comedian hailing from Kenya. Welcome to the call, Eddie.
Yeah, greetings. How have you been?
Good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm fine. I hope you'll also ask me the question you've been asking everyone: what country I would like to visit?
Well, let us know. What country would you like to visit?
In Africa or where?
In Africa. Let's stay with Africa. Keep the trend going.
It should be Nigeria.
Perfect. Eddie, I'm going to hand over to you. I hear you have a bit of a comedy session for us, or as I could call it, an interactive session. So we're going to hand over the mic to you and hear what you have to say.
I don't know, but I still need you here because mine is just more of an interaction based on what I've understood over time in regards to crypto and Binance. I was part of the team that were tasked with the idea of being able to communicate this message of Binance and crypto since I think since early last year, maybe last year but one. So there are things we encountered while we are trying to educate people, because this is a new it might not be a new thing to some people, but it's a new thing when you go to remote parts of Kenya, and also with the craze about crypto and the trading. Not everyone is familiar with it, so maybe I just wanted to share things that on my end, we the questions we were getting, and while interacting with people, the issues that we've been seeing, and maybe how we've been trying to handle them. First has been the issue of Binance will make you rich instantly. It's crypto. It's your time to be rich. It's your time to be wealthy. So we even had a problem where someone is signing up, and after a few days is like, the money is not coming. When am I supposed to start earning? So most of them were looking this thing as a get rich quick thing, because the notion that has been here when it comes to crypto is that when someone says he deals with crypto or is a trader, they post flashy things. They post Mercedes Benz, traveling the world, and now in just briefly, people assume that me joining Binance, I'm joining this secret society that's going to make me rich without even understanding what's supposed to be done there. So we were trying also to see how we can explain to them about the platform, how it works, and trying to kill the myths and the misconceptions, and also the issue of this cryptocurrency being a digital thing. There are still some people who ask us how they can withdraw their coins and have them. Like someone is telling you, okay, what if I have bitcoins? What if I have these coins? I want to withdraw my coins and have my coins. I don't want them to stay. You're like, this is a digital thing. When you have it in your account, it's safer there. It's not something that will go somewhere and withdraw. And actually, there was a time in Kenya we had a crypto ATM. It was in a place called Westlands, and not everyone was finding it easy, was understanding that it was dispensing the normal currency after converting crypto to that. So someone was like, that's a cryptocurrency, crypto ATM. Maybe there is a form of a coin, written BTC maybe. So there have been a lot of misconception about this, and the issue of blockchain. Trying to explain to someone that there is something called blockchain. Okay, people who understand crypto and trading, they know these things because they look for this information. Now, there are people who don't know about this, but when they know it, they'll be willing to be part of it, because this is the future. This is where everyone is going to. So you explaining blockchain in a layman's language, like these platforms, their safety is guaranteed because of blockchain. I've really tried to find out in a normal life and see what else can equate that. And maybe if you know that, you'll give me that as a tip so that I can be using it when someone asks me to illustrate what is blockchain in layman's language. Because for the tech part, guys, we know what is blockchain. We know it's a database that keeps a lot of strings of information to secure data or maybe information. But how do you explain that to people? Maybe I'll try and explain them. It's like maybe having many gates or what. But I'll try a simple way to explain the word blockchain and safety. And also, I had you mentioning about Tesla. You'll be awarding someone Tesla this year or next year.
Eddie, why do you want to know? You are not qualified.
No. No offense, but it's just a suggestion. Don't take it personal. In case someone from Nigeria wins that, please consider giving them a generator spare, because you know
Wow.
the electricity.
Wow.
No, just an advice. You know, sometimes.
Eddie, it's the same problem in South Africa with load shedding. If someone in South Africa wins the Tesla, we're going to have to give them a generator to charge their car at night.
Yeah, load shedding in South Africa. And actually, you are in South Africa currently?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. I think maybe you can suggest to them. I know your focus is on crypto, Binance, but if you get a chance, just suggest to them that at least they should keep us into the mood when you're coming to South Africa. I was not ready for that loading shed thing. I wish even in the flight they would switch off the lights and on and just prepare me psychologically for having a rationed electricity timetable. But all in good. I just appreciate what Binance is doing in the continent, and the effort in making sure it reaches the remote parts of the country. We've been to a place called Eldoret. We've been to those are places that people are coming in contact with this information for the first time, and it's a good thing rather than just making it a niche thing, because it's the future, and the only way it can grow is by inviting other people, even people who have not been part of the crypto world, because that's the idea, that's the future. So I hope for the best. I am still working with Binance in terms of this message and communicating to new markets, and I appreciate.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Eddie, for sharing your story and your insights with us. We're now going to move on to our next session. Our next session is a session with a bit of a marketing update specifically to Africa. And starting off that session is our marketing lead for the Africa region. His name is Asaro, and he's going to update us on what we have done in Africa and what we plan to do in Africa in the coming years. Asaro, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, thanks, Douglas. Thank you so much. Nice to be here, everyone. Good day. To all of our esteemed guests and colleagues, the enthusiasts, crypto enthusiasts here, spanning the continent, right? It's my honor to be here and to extend a warm welcome to you again, having heard from Cizi and Richard. Osaro is my name, as I said, right? And today as we gather virtually for this meetup to celebrate our collective accomplishments, transfer knowledge, and discuss the remarkable potential that lies ahead. The past few years have been quite, this year has been quite impressive, right? There's been a lot of shifts towards cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, right? Especially in Africa, right? Placing us on the precipice of exceptional opportunities. And it feels great to say that, man, Binance is devoted to fostering, education, innovation, and product development across Africa. For example, throughout this year, we have conducted no fewer than 20 online events, imparting knowledge to an average of 50K individuals across Africa every week, right? Running 20 online events minimum, right? And an average of 50K people that we're interacting with in terms of training, education, and all. This year, we've had a lot of physical meetings in some new markets for the first time, right? Having physical meetings in some countries for the first time. In Gambia, Rwanda, Botswana, Congo Democratic Republic, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and others. These were countries that we visited for the first time, had physical meetups there. And it's been beautiful interacting with the community at those, at that level, right? Beautiful to hear the different languages, beautiful to hear the different thoughts, their concerns, and I mean, also just get their praise, and sometimes putting a face to the brand. So it's been beautiful this year, entering those markets for the first time in terms of physical meetups. And this year, we also established online crypto academy classes, where we teach blockchain and crypto basics to interested users, right? Granted a certificate of completion for participation to these guys, and having not less than 200 attendees each month, right? Which is beautiful to see. It shows the level of interest in crypto in Africa, and we're taking the lead there in terms of transferring this knowledge to these people on a week-on-week basis, right? And also in alignment with our user-focused philosophy, we've introduced and refined several products, right, over recent months. One of such I would mention here is the trading bots, which is an automated tool that analyzes market data and execute cryptocurrency trades based on preset parameters. This just helps you to automate your trading, right, where you don't have to sit on your system 24/7 trading. Send some preset parameters inside there and watch how it goes, right? We also have the auto invest feature, right, which was enhanced, which provides some improved asset search function, provides some smoother purchase flow, and also enables you to get some social transaction data, which would help you make some very good and informed decisions. Not forgetting about copy trading, which CZ talked about. It's a tool that enables users to replicate the strategies of top-performing traders on Binance. So it's a case where you see a top-performing trader, you're able to copy his trade and perpetuate same, right? I mean, CZ gave the warning that it's a new tool, you want to be careful with it, but yeah, we have that tool available, which would help you trade, by leveraging on the experience of top traders. I mean, in addition to all these, we continue to offer products like Binance Pay, which tackles remittance issues, especially for us in Africa, which is like one of the largest destinations for global remittances, right? And so Binance Pay is there, so we keep pushing Binance Pay. We have our P2P services, providing safe escrow futures for cryptocurrency transactions. And we have our Simple Earn and Flexible Earn products, which provides, they offer better APRs, right, related to traditional finance platforms, right? I mean, the culture of savings in Africa is quite big, and so there's that niche also created in the crypto space where you can save and earn better APRs related to traditional finance, right? Having said that, we are determined to advance blockchain and crypto education through grassroots community engagement and keep providing user-centric solutions as we witness increased wave of adoption in Africa. And be sure that Binance will lead this transformation. Be definitely sure that we'll keep leading this transformation. As we continue in this meetup, this super meetup, I'm thrilled to go along on this insightful journey with you all. And thank you again for joining. And I implore you to stay to the end of this meetup, as we have a lot more to come for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your insights, Azaro. We're going to move on to our next guest. He has implemented himself, has a wealth of experience in the traditional financial sector, and now he's branched out into the crypto sector and is now our GM of the Southern Africa region and Francophone regions. Welcome to the stream, Hannes Wessels. We look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Hey, Doug, and good afternoon, everybody. Great to speak to you. So
perfect, Hannes. Can you give us some insights on the region and what you've experienced and what you look forward to in the region in the coming months?
No, thank you, Doug, very much. And so let's start with what we've seen in the region. I think South Africa, we've seen good adoption of crypto. South Africa now at the 12% mark. Looking north of the border, we're seeing slightly lower adoption rates, but looking at Francophone Africa, I think that's a part of Africa we're very proud of, how our folks have been adopting crypto. I think back to one of the points CZ made, I think Africa, it's all about the remittance business, the pay business. And I want to remind everybody of, I think, the very, very good peer-to-peer as well as Binance Pay products we have. What do we need to do to accelerate those a bit? We need to get into merchant adoption as well. Not only do we want our users to use it, we also want the larger merchants to take a shop right at Pick n Pay in South Africa, USAF north of the border. I'm looking at Zimbabwe as well, some of the merchants there, getting into their working capital cycle, getting them to run their business partly on crypto so they can also receive that from the users and also then using crypto to buy from their suppliers. I think that completes the circle for us, and it's something we very much look forward to. Just looking what else we're seeing in the region, Doug, it's very much about inflation still. And this is not only about Africa. Africa very intrinsically linked to what happens in places like the US. Inflation is higher for longer. A lot of people said it's not going to be transitory. It wasn't transitory. What does that mean? Interest rates still a lot higher than a lot of us would like to see it. But it also means that I think we are the top end of that cycle, although that may be slightly extended. What it means for us is that obviously when that interest rate cycle starts coming down, people will have more disposable income. So I think there'll be more money going into crypto. And hopefully that is the start of a bull run we all expect. Obviously not financial advice, but we all follow the cycle and we all talk about the halving cycle that'll happen roughly in April next year. So looking forward to that. Then I think the last thing is, again, Africa is part of the bigger world. And what really, I think, will ignite the fire is the granting of the first ETF in the US. We know there's been a couple of applications. We know the SEC is deliberating on this. We know there's been court cases about the ETF specifically. So we're looking for that. I think looking at my screen, Bitcoin today, just over 30,000. We're on 3669. It's had a 5-day climb up to this level. I'm looking at some of the altcoins, same type of story. And this is all in anticipation of those ETFs because, and this is something we talked about earlier, Richard mentioned it, Bitcoin and crypto specifically started from the retail user base going up to the institutional level. This is that moment we're waiting for. The moment the ETF licenses are granted, that is institutional adoption. It's a very simple way to start with it, but it gives people access to crypto via institutional level. So it's really a big thing. So I'm going to stop there, Doug, but I think interest rates for me, as well as the opening of the first ETF, I think those two things both are very exciting.
Perfect. Thanks very much for your insights, Hannes. We take them to heart. We hope to see that bull run to come into fruition next year. But as you said, not financial advice. We can't predict it. No one can predict the markets, but hopefully we all hope it does happen at the end of the day. Thank you very much for joining us, Hannes.
Thank you, Doug. Thanks, everyone.
Perfect, guys. We're now going to talk a bit about that giveaway I mentioned at the start of the stream. The moderators are going to be dropping the link to the survey in the chat now. Fill out that survey. Make sure you get all the questions right. And the first 300 people who answer correctly will win an equal share of 1,500 USDT in crypto gift cards. So fill out that form. The moderators will be dropping it in the chat from now till the end of the stream. Make sure to fill it in correctly. Remember, it's on a first come, first serve basis. So make sure you're one of the first 300 to answer all the questions correctly. If you want all the details, go back in the stream and you'll be able to get them right at the start where we went through the T's and C's. But moderators, please drop that quiz survey in the chat from now till the end of the session. We now have quite a fun session coming on, and we are going to bring back Ozaro, our marketing lead from earlier. We are going to be having a panel discussion with our KOLs, and we look forward to seeing what they have to say. Ozaro, over to you for the panel discussion.
All right, thanks, Doug. Happy to be back here again. Yes, so we will be having a panel discussion shortly. So I'll introduce our guests. Do we have Babs online? Emmanuel Babalola. Yeah, we have him online yet?
Yeah. Hi, guys. Can you hear me? Pleased to be here.
Welcome, Babs. Do we have Adedeji Owolabi?
Yeah, great. Owonibi, great.
Yeah,
great to be here. Great to be here.
All right, cool. Hi. Do we have Roslyn here? Roslyn? All right. Yeah. Okay.
Hi.
Welcome, Roslyn.
Yes. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, so quick introductions. Babs is director of P2P and payment channels for Binance Africa. It's popularly called Babs in the community. We also have Adedeji, who is the founder CEO of Convexity. and then Roslyn, who is a lead research analyst, Nile Capital. You want to say hi to the community, everyone, Babs, Roslyn, Deji?
Yeah, hi. Looking forward to a great conversation today.
Cool. All right. I mean, so the idea of this discussion today is to basically just, have some discussion around African blockchain startups and how they can help redefine the Web3 space in Africa today and in the future, as well as promote the adoption of blockchain technology across different sectors within the African continent, right? There's been a lot, of startups in the Web3 space, but we want to just talk around what impact these guys can have within the African space. What value can we derive from them? How do we go about extracting those value? What are the overarching problems that this space is having, and how can we solve them and optimize this space? I'll be starting with Roslyn, right? Roslyn, in many African countries today, you would see that internet penetration is still relatively low, and connectivity can be really unreliable, right? I mean, even on this call today, I've had to switch networks 2-3 times on this call today. And so my question then would be, what do you suggest blockchain startups do to address this infrastructural gap and be able to make these solutions that accessible to a broader population? Like, how can they circumvent this challenge in Africa today?
All right, so I'd like to propose, first of all, 2 ways in which this solution can be examined. So the first is actually building offline applications or offline on-ramps that do not require internet to begin with. And it has been implemented by different projects and different platforms that leverage USSD technology. So that's basically where anybody with a feature phone can access a specific code, and they don't need to be online to perform certain functions like start creating an account, loading their wallet, and sending money wherever they want to do that, or however they want to do that. And they can have all the benefits of the blockchain technology wherever they are, right? So the second avenue, definitely long term, is the need to partner with internet service providers and government to create funds or projects that actually make internet either accessible or cheaper in the long term, because we do need to profit and we need to benefit from actually having these internet rails for business, for trade, for communication, and it's an end-to-end thing. So those are my thoughts in terms of creating the solution for that problem.
Super, man. Just to summarize your thoughts, there's the side of building offline solutions, right? As simple as USSD, right? And then partnerships with government agencies, institutions who are able to provide quality network solutions, and that's more in the medium to long term. Thank you so much, Roslyn. Deji, I just want to find out. So, blockchain tech projects require collaboration with other stakeholders, right? Which is what Roslyn is even talking about right now, like government agencies, traditional institutions, and local communities. From your experience, how can startups navigate these partnerships effectively to drive adoption? How do they go about navigating the myriads and vicissitudes that exist in setting up these partnerships and ensuring those partnerships yield results? How do they go about that?
Okay, thank you very much, Saro. For me, I think for any startup, what they should do is to join communities where together the community can push their voices, to where it should be. So if you take, for example, there was a time where just simply having Binance wallet on your phone is a problem with law enforcement, for example. And so for us, that is what we think have to change. And we didn't just lie low. We decided to take it up. I think we worked with Babs here. We're all over, trying to educate them to say, look, this has nothing to do with criminality. This has nothing to do with Yahoo or whatever you say. It's the new money in town. And the young people are taking it up, of course, to understand it. So we think for our own side, the law enforcement need to understand, the regulators need to understand it. And we had to do a kind of a pro bono training for these law enforcement agencies across different states in Nigeria, across different zones. And that also expanded for us to get into central bank to say, okay, you need to make some intelligent regulation, for example, so that the startups can key in, easily, as against just, blacklisting the whole sector without also bringing out a rules and regulation that you expected people to follow. So they listen, and I think now we're training them. Every year we have 2 types of training for the central bank. So the whole notion is changing. But for startups, they need to join communities like ours to make sure that we're able to educate them, to be able to help them to navigate. If you take, for example, there was a startup that was building a Web3 solution, and when he took his company name to company house to register it, and they said anything blockchain is not registrable. So for me, it makes no sense. It looks like they don't understand what is happening, and we have to take it up on their behalf. And it went straight up to the presidency, and the company registrar was called to make sure he registered it that day. So it's something like that, a kind of community that these startups have to be able to, interact with, and of course be guided for regulators. We're talking with SEC, we're talking with a lot of them. So maybe on individual basis, it will be maybe difficult for them to penetrate these agencies. But again, working in a community where myself, we're in that community, Babs here, they're all part of that community. We understand this engagement with regulators, for example. For example, just 3 days ago, I received a call from the director financial intelligence unit to say, hey, we are getting concerned because Nigeria is now on the FATF gray list, and we think cryptocurrency is contributing to that. What do you think as an industry player? What do you think we should do? So because we are talking with them, we can be able to guide the new startups to know how they can navigate this regulation.
Beautiful, beautiful. So basically just ensuring that they're a part of a community, and education also plays a key role with managing some of the expectations on the side of the government side, right? Educating them, absolutely, letting them know what this is and all of that. Superb, superb. Babs, you would see that access to funding is a critical factor for success of startups. In your opinion, what opportunities and challenges do African blockchain startups face when seeking investment? And how can they attract more local and international investors? Because you would see that it looks like, the core fintechs seem to have some good fundings going there and all that, right? And so, but how do these guys, building up within Web3, how do they position themselves to get fundings from local and international investors? Babs?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. There was some drop off on your side.
Oh, okay. Is it clear now? Is it okay now? The network issues we are talking about in Africa. Is it okay now? Hello, can you hear me now? Hello, Babs, can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you clearly. I think it has to do with Babs, I guess.
Oh, okay, so not mine this time. Okay, Babs, are you good now? Just confirm that you can hear me. Oh, okay. I think I'll move to, let me move to Roslyn, and I'll come back to Babs, right? So Roslyn, regulation and policy significantly impact the growth of blockchain startups, right? What would you say you see as the current regulatory landscape for blockchain in Africa? And what changes do you think are needed to support indigenous startups? Where do you think we are regulatory wise, and what are the changes that you think are needed to support the startups a little more?
All right. So we have 3 phases in terms of the regulatory landscape in regard to blockchain and crypto startups in Africa. The first phase has been, unfortunately, the bans and the gray areas where countries definitely restrict or limit how much crypto companies can operate or get licenses on the continent. And that has been, a definitely challenging space to have, and definitely presenting now the second opportunity or the second stage that I see, whereby we have quite a number of collaborations going on in Kenya, in Nigeria, in South Africa, definitely among the leading countries. And what we're seeing is more of a sandbox approach, whereby you have industry players contributing their data, their lessons, educating regulators, because one of the things that is a huge gap, especially in terms of working with regulators, has been just educating them. So you find that if we expect regulators to come up with guidelines that are favorable or ideal for the crypto industry, yet their capacity has not been built, on one hand, it's unfair to them, because we can't just expect that because they have, say, financial service financial industry regulations or company regulations, that they'll just come up with specific regulations for this new industry. So there's a lot of regulator education that needs to happen, and some of these forums are ongoing. They are quite tedious, to be honest, because you're bringing the union between tech, finance, and borderlessness to a regulator that is used to traditional forms of regulating these three industries quite separately. So in bringing them together as the industry, we actually need to be quite patient and quite as simple as possible in terms of how we bring regulators on board. And this has to go on with a multi-year approach in terms of breaking down what are some of the short-term wins that we can have. So one good example is having easier registration for blockchain and crypto companies. Just as Deji had mentioned earlier, that a company having the name blockchain in its identity should not ban it from registration, for example. A company having crypto in its identification should not be blacklisted, for example. So a quick win in the short term, let's say 1 year, 2 years, should be that if this particular service is a crypto exchange, a virtual asset service provider, it should have at least that registration in the National Registry of Companies, and it should be able also to have banking services in its operation as well. The third thing is also having these companies get local presence and local identification, so that people can actually go to these services and have contact people in case they have issues with their accounts or issues with their registration and so on and so forth. So having a local presence is the first win in the short term. Then the second win in the medium to the long term is having reporting frameworks, reporting mechanisms to just report transactions, to report volume, so that we don't end up with so much misinformation. That has been another challenge, even bringing on board to regulators, because if we say, for example, Kenya is doing X volume per week or X volume per month or X volume per year, and then you have different sources, then who is the reliable source, right? So we cannot have all these synchronicities coming together unless we have the first rails of registration, banking, local presence in the first place. So with regulated education, and that also looking into the future of this, is that we need a lot more collaboration, a lot more learning, a lot more openness just to build these relationships, because regulation will not suddenly and magically come to work for the crypto industry. So there's a lot of work to go into that, and it's one of the areas I am taking up in terms of just building up toward understanding what we need to do, and supporting all the efforts that are actively going into regulator education and also industry support.
Superb, superb. I mean, one thing I
Yeah.
see that is recurrent across board is this need for education, at all levels, right? Users, regulators, there has to be that constant education going continuously. Thank you, Rosalind. Babs, are you back? Are you good now? Could you just test?
Yeah, I hope so.
No, trust me, you're fine. So I was asking you initially that access to funding is a critical factor for the success of startups. In your opinion, what opportunities and challenges do the African blockchain startups face when seeking investment, and how can they attract small local and international investors? How can they position themselves to get better funding from local and international investors?
Yeah, just to confirm if you can hear me. All good now?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me, Babs?
Definitely, the digital currency ecosystem has presented a lot of opportunities for young Africans. Africa has the most profound use cases for crypto, as they would always say. So the industry is growing rapidly, and we are literally still early adopters, right? And several funds today have dedicated crypto funds, right? Within their strategy. So there is certainly a lot of opportunities. However, obviously there are challenges with the bear market right now. So it's a lot more difficult to raise money in this kind of environment. Several companies are failing, and a bunch of things. So the sentiment, even from the investor perspective, isn't very positive. So a lot of investors now are more conservative, than they would, than they were before. However, there are still several strategies to still ensure that people still are able to raise money. First of all, even determining what kind of funding strategy you want to use, whether you want to self fund, crowd fund, go via the angel route or VC route, what's depending on the stage you're in and your strategy is quite key, as a startup founder, because these are the decisions you need to make to take your company to the next level. Unfortunately, crypto itself provides an opportunity, for all players to access finance, in the sense of decentralized fundraising via ICOs, IEOs, IDOs. There are a bunch of ways. Even Binance started as an ICO. So it's very key that Africans understand this technology and the opportunities it brings. But key things you have to do to even be able to raise, whether you want to come, on a launch pad, or you want to, raise money from an investor, demonstrating strong vision, demonstrating that you understand your business and you understand, your unique value proposition, is quite key, right? And that's why a lot of companies don't raise money because they don't even have a proper business plan. So these are things that affect your chances to attract investors. And of course, you have to have a strong team. There are different meanings to strong team. It could be background, it could be experience, education, and a bunch of stuff. So while there are many factors that affect this, the best you can do is ensure you position yourself properly, and also execute a proper strategy that works for you.
Thank you so much, Babs. What I picked out from there is the fact that you need to do some house cleaning yourself, do some, work internally in terms of working out your own strategy, in terms of ensuring that you have a plan, like a watertight plan that is sellable, right? And if you don't have some of those things, then it makes it difficult for you to even get a leg in the room. And even when you do, you won't be able to, cut it at that point, right? Deji, I want to ask Deji, if you could provide some success stories and case studies of blockchain projects that have positively impacted undeserved or marginalized communities in Africa, and how can this success be replicated? Because the what do we call it right now? The underserved, right? So, do we have success stories to show that we're actually building a population in Africa? Do we have some of those stories across Africa?
Yeah, thank you, Osaro. I think we do. I think not too far too. I would say there's one that we built out, and as a matter of fact, we were invited by BlackRock some week or two ago to actually show that, where they were trying to see if there's going to be a synergy with Cycle to reach more underserved. But we responded to that, based on the fact that we believe that blockchain can engender transparency, blockchain can reach the underserved, and blockchain can, widen up the whole. Close the gap between the rich and the poor, especially when it comes to humanitarian aid transfer to the vulnerable in different communities. And we decided we have to build out something, that has to do with this. And of course, we did that in response to a newspaper publication that said, instead of sending your money to Africa, you better burn it. And it's trying to just explain about corruption, about not getting to the last mile, but being able to bridge that. We build out a solution on that engendered that and serious aid transfer. And now donors are sending their donation into Africa now with the possibility to actually monitor that. We have a case going on in Makoko in Lagos, the floating community. We have some, IDP camps where they're using that. The donor is reaching out to them their vaccines through our solution and the likes. And so that's a cash out that they can do at the end of the time. I'm saying that the time is well spent. But we have a lot of use cases. We have another one where, airlines will not cancel your ticket and now make you write emails for months without getting that across. And also we build out Europay to make sure that we bridge that gap, for making sure that this reach the traveling properly. So a lot of use cases that are success stories in bringing financial inclusion, and some other things are actually being built on the continent.
All right, thank you, Deji. Thank you, Deji. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of use cases here that are relevant on the SAR population. My last question goes to Babs, and then we'll wrap this up. Babs, how do you think blockchain startups can engage with local talents and provide opportunities for developers, entrepreneurs, and innovators in Africa to contribute to the Web3 ecosystem? How can they engage local talents? How can they get in the right hands to come help them build, and all of that? So what do you think?
Yeah. First of all, like 40% of Africa are under the age of 15, and around 70% thereabout are under the age of 30. So Africa represents the largest continent, the youngest continent in the world, basically. And right now we are witnessing one of the largest wealth transfer in history, as highlighted by Deji. And one of the things you begin to see is how, this young population can, you take advantage of the opportunity that blockchain and cryptocurrency has presented to the continent. Cryptocurrency is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but with the right knowledge and the right applications of that knowledge, you can begin to. There are people that play games and earn, right? There are several use cases that allow people even without capital, because to trade you need capital, but there are several things you can do in DeFi that you don't even need capital to also earn. We've seen students in school earn a living to pay their fees and to eat food in school just from the activities they do within crypto. So it is very critical that we invest in this talent. Even at Binance, it's something we've done over the years. We've organized hackathons, done investment funds for Africa, and a bunch of stuff, right? What startups need to do and to continue to do is equipping these young people. Our largest export as a nation, as a continent, can be human resources, right? And that's why there is the need to continue to train and retrain and re-equip as much as we can. This is a larger problem. There are problems of employability and underemployment and a bunch of stuff, right? Which after school people still have to go through courses and a bunch of stuff to be able to compete in the global job market. So there is a key gap within Africa's human resource that we need to tap from. So that's one key thing we can do. And of course, there are other opportunities around innovation in crypto. There are several use cases for crypto that apply in Africa. Use cases around remittances, use cases around cross-border payment, and a bunch of stuff. There are entrepreneurs that are beginning to take advantage of these things and create tools that people would use. And once you can create enough value, people would come and use your platform, and from there you make revenue, and from there you can become the next unicorn. So there are definitely a lot of use cases in crypto that you can begin to join up with a co-founder or something and start. And the space is, I think the future is quite bright for the industry on the continent. So yeah, that's kind of like pretty much my 1 cent to that question.
Beautiful, superb. I mean, just listening to the conversation and picking your thoughts. One thing that things that I could pick right now is the fact that here there's still the need for constant education within the space. There's the need for community. The community thing cannot be overemphasized. We need to be together, stay together, so we can grow together. We need to keep engaging with regulators from the point of educating them and basically just ensuring that we are hearing them also, but we're trying to align thoughts and strategies together, educating them, and we need to also ensure that we're looking internally to ensure that we are even making sure that internally we are also okay in terms of our strategies, our thoughts, our plans. They're also watertight. So the end that when we come out to investors, they don't see loopholes, unnecessary loopholes that makes them back out from even investing. And what we also said is the fact that the future in Africa for Web3 is immense. We've not even scratched it yet. There's a lot more we can do in Africa. Thank you to these panelists. Thank you, Deji. Thank you, Bar. Thank you, Roslyn. You want to give your final words to the community? Starting with Deji.
Yes, thank you very much. I would just say let's keep building, let's keep hoping, and let's keep doing it right.
Thank you, Deji. Babs?
Yeah, so Africa has the most profound use cases for crypto. And like it's high time we take our place on the global roadmap for innovation in the industry.
And yes, we will. Not last but not the least, Roslyn.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share thoughts and to be part of this panel. I'll close it with saying, let's build it together, not alone. Only together can we thrive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, there you have it from our panelists. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm handing over to Douglas.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ozaro and the panel. That was a very informative session, and I'm sure we enjoyed it. We are now going to move on to the last little bit of our stream. But before we do that, I do want to remind you that the quiz is being dropped in the comments the whole time. Please fill out that quiz for your chance to win your share of 1,500 USDT. There are 300 winners, so 5 USDT each. You have to answer the quiz correctly and in the top 300 in order to be able to win. We are almost time to close our stream now, but before that, we have one more guest speaker that's joining us all the way from the USA at the moment. It's very, very early in the morning. I know him as Mr. Happy Friday because every single Friday meeting you join, he pops in and says, Happy Friday, team. Welcome to the stream, Nadeem.
Thanks, Doug. Really a pleasure to be here.
This one's going to be a bit more light-hearted, not too much Binance focus. But the question I have for you, Nadeem, is what do you love about cryptocurrency and working in this industry?
Thanks, Doug. I think the top three, one is that we're driving financial inclusion on the continent. I think you've heard a lot about it. The ability to let people save, to earn, to transact is phenomenal. The second part is that we're disrupting a traditional distribution of money, and we're creating a lot of education, awareness, and community around it. And so it's really fun to be able to learn and really double down on the space. And then lastly is the team. So the team here at Binance, yourself included, always make it a happy Friday.
Perfect. Then my last question is, if we could go back 10 or 11 years now, would you have spent that 10,000 Bitcoin on 2 pizzas?
I wish I had bid it for the job to do so. But I think so. Going back 10, 15 years, I was not as insightful on the space as I am now. And continue to be. And so I hope in the next 10 years, I'll look back saying, I'm really glad I made some of the moves, was here at Binance, building out the space on the continent.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Nadeem, for joining us all the way from America in the early hours of the morning. It was a pleasure to have you on the stream.
Thanks very much, Douglas, and thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Guys, with that being said, we have come to the end of our stream. We have heard from CZ, we've heard from Richard, we've heard from Nadeem, Asara, we've heard from a lot of very educated, very insightful people. This stream will always be available on replay if you want to go back and watch some of the stream. But one thing we do have to say at the end of the stream is thank you very much to our community, not just to the speakers, not to the people on the inside of the company, but thank you to our community. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. Your support means a great deal to Binance, and we love having your support. That is why we host these events. That is why we have our meetup, because we love our community, because you love us. With that being said, Thank you everyone for tuning into this session. We had a great session today and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.
Peer-to-peer or P2P is all about giving you freedom to trade with other Binance users safely and conveniently on the Binance app. Let's look at how you can sell or withdraw your crypto on Binance P2P. Before you start, however, be sure to transfer the crypto you have to your funding wallet. If that's already done, log into the app and select P2P trading. Over there, you will have the option to buy or sell. Tap sell and select the crypto you want to sell. You'll also see the available offers on the market. Again, tap sell next to the preferred offer. You will see the buyer's payments method, payments window and terms at the bottom. Enter the amount of crypto you want to sell under buy crypto. Go on and sell to confirm your order. Your sell order will be generated. Please wait for the buyer to make a payment to your selected payment method. You may now tap chat to contact the buyer directly. You will be notified once the buyer completes the payment. Make sure you always confirm that you have received the buyer's payment in your bank account or wallet before confirming. After confirming you have received the payment, tap payment received and confirm to release the crypto to the buyer's account. You will be prompted to confirm the release of the crypto with your two-factor verification.